What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Brandon Coin YouTube channel. Just gonna make it a quick one for today, but had some people asking me what is my absolute backup plan if I need to unload some graphics cards. And I know this plan is already shared by quite a few other people, but in your local area you may have the best results. This is what I did back during the big bear market we had in 2018 into I think the tail end of 2019 or beginning of 2019. But that was assembling and kind of pre-packaging some mining graphics cards that had no ill effects, that had still 100% usability, and putting those into gaming rigs because I was able to get a better value out of them inside of a full computer versus trying to sell a GPU by itself. And the reason why that is because not everybody wants to put together their own computer. And that's okay. You don't have to. You don't have to put together your own computer. The only issue now is it seems like there might be more hardware available on the market for better deals than there previously were. So let me show you what I used to actually pre-package and put together and sell and what kind of money I was getting for them. And I don't think that's going to fly, obviously, but I don't think it's actually going to be beneficial to pre-package any modern stuff either, just because the prices. So let's jump into it. All right, so my bread and butter whenever the last bear market hit was RX 570s, and also RX 470s and RX 580s, RX 480s. Those Polaris cards were doing awesome because they were hitting the rock bottom price of about $75, give or take, depending on the model. And you could throw that into a system with a 5th gen i5 or even i7 and pre-package it all together. And you might have $300 in cost. You could put it in a cool little, $50 light up RGB case, and you could resell it for anywhere from $500 to $600. Especially locally, that was killing it. You were making good 200 bucks profit, and that was evaluating the GPUs at a resale cost of about double. So I was turning a $75 GPU into $150. So I already owned a lot of them, so I was getting 150 bucks back out of my 570s. Well, nowadays ain't nobody looking for 570 based desktops, and people are like, oh well, you can still sell them. You can, but you're not gonna get $600 out of a 570 based desktop. In my opinion, I just don't see it happening. You can buy better than that brand new off the shelf. So then that leads you into newer graphics cards, so 2060s, 2070s, bare minimum for a $500-600 desktop. And then you can't get away with doing an older 5th or 6th gen Intel. You need to do something more modern. Even entry-level Ryzen, it's gonna set you back. I just don't see the margins like they used to be. It was a weird time back then where gaming just didn't have that boom, that initial boom from when COVID was in full effect, that it does today. Gaming right now is just, it's something that it's bigger than it's ever been. So there's always this low level demand for gaming stuff, whereas back then it was just still growing. I guess that's a good way to put it. So is it a good strategy to get into pre-packaging your systems? Yes, maybe, but let's go and look and see what you can buy right now brand new. Just what's your competition? All right, guys, I admit it. Maybe I spoke a little too soon. It looks like the sub $700 desktop market is pretty much just flooded with GTX 1650s or Radeon RX 580s. I see a ton of systems with some even in the $600 range with GT 1030s. So depending on if you package the right CPU motherboard combo in a decent looking little case, you may be able to serve it up for $600-700 bucks, especially if you pre-package in there a 2060 or even a 1660 Super. Would definitely outclass a lot of these. I'm looking at an i5 11400, which is a solid CPU, but then it comes in with a 1650 and a 256 gig SSD with 8 gigs of RAM. So, and that one's $725 on sale on Best Buy right now. So it's definitely lacking on the GPU, RAM, and SSD side. And it comes in just a black tower, like no RGB. And ladies and gentlemen, RGB does sell desktops. So I know making this video, people are going to be like, oh my God, don't, you know, you're giving away my secrets. It's no secret that GPU miners dump off cards and they go into gaming systems. And it's no secret that 99% of the time, GPUs that were mined with have no ill effects. They don't have a shorter life. There's no issues with them for gaming or mining in that retrospect. But yeah, you know what? Maybe I might test the waters with it and spin back up old Brandon Coin computers. I know I did it there for a little while and I had some fun with it. We definitely got some GPUs, so let me know what you guys think down below. I don't know if I'll have them for sale online. I probably won't. I'll probably just try to sell them locally. That way I don't have to deal with shipping. But yeah, it's a whole new world. GPU miner turned gaming desktop assembler thing. But this does not mean I'm getting out of mining by any means. I still got a couple rigs running, and I definitely want to keep. I think I'm really interested in keeping my 6000 series AMD and my 3000 series NVIDIA. But my 20 series, it might be time. Definitely my 10 series and my Polaris stuff. It's time to put those in some super budget systems like $300-400 or something, just to try to get them out of here. You know what I mean? But I'm going to do some more digging and see if I can't find some good CPU motherboard combos that might be good options for packaging with this kind of stuff. So just hang tight. The video is not over. Okay, after doing a little bit more digging, these are eBay prices, so your mileage may vary at any specific time, and probably after talking about this, I doubt it shouldn't influence any pricing. But if you're looking at like 4-core stuff and trying to keep your investment around $100, it looks like the i5, like 7500s and 7400s, those are 4 cores. They are a little bit older now, but you can have that for about $50, and a matching motherboard can be had for anywhere between 30 to 50 also. So $100 could get you going on one of those. But then stepping into the 6-core realm, it looks like the 8400s, those are 6 cores. They could be had around $70 to $80. Those are i5 8400s. Those motherboards, for some reason, commanding a little bit more. They're about in the $60 to $70 range. So you'd be about $150 in on a 6-core i5 8400 system, give or take. Obviously, there's some bids that are going lower, but I'm just looking at buy it now pricing. Let me go ahead and mute my... There we go. If you're looking on the AMD side of things, going back a little bit, the Ryzen 5 1600s, those are 6 cores. They're awesome little CPUs, and they're going between $60 and $70 on eBay right now. You could step up to the 2600s, little bit of performance improvement, but you're definitely going to increase your investment. Those are about $80 to $90, so you're looking at $20 to $30 more. And then your motherboards are right in that $50 to $60 sweet spot. So all of these systems that we're talking about, just to get your motherboard and CPU, you'd be about $100 to $150. Then packaging with a 500 watt bronze power supply, EVGA or thermal take, any of those. At any given time, even on Amazon, you can find. Good gracious, what are all these notifications? Every computer I got just going crazy right now. Okay, there we go. At any given time, those power supplies can be found for around $29 to $39, and that's brand new. That's not even used pricing. I don't like to put in used power supplies that I'm not familiar with. Now, I am comfortable with pre-packaging some of my used power supplies, and I even have some new ones that I bought during that whole bundle package deal that like some of these suppliers were doing, where you had to buy a power supply and this to get a GPU. So I got some brand new ones down there. But so say on the low end, you got a $100 setup, a 4-core motherboard, $40. We'll say you're at $150 after tax. That's, you got CPU, motherboard, and power supply. You need a little bit of RAM. I can't imagine RAM's going for much right now. Let's see. Let's see. Let's go for 16 gigabytes of DDR4. Looks like 16 gigs of DDR4 will set you back about 40 bucks. If you want to go new, 50 A-Tech brand new right now is $52.99. So let's say another 50 bucks, you're at $200, and you have CPU, motherboard, power supply, and RAM. You need storage, so you got to figure out how much storage you're going to put on there. You're going to do like a 500 gig SSD. Let's see what a 500 gigabyte. I'd say 500 gig, in my opinion, is about the bare minimum. I'm surprised they're even selling computers with less than that right now. Looks like a 500 gig SSD is going to set you back somewhere in the range of, here's a Kingston for 32, Crucial 41. We'll say another 50 bucks after tax. You're at $250, and now you can slap a GPU into it. I would consider like the 4-core setup more on the budget side of things. So say you put you a 570 in it, and you're valuing your 570 at about 150 bucks. So you're right at that $400 price point. You might say $400 plus shipping, and you're getting your money out of your GPU. You're not making much money on the other parts because there's really no margin on the rest of the parts. You will have to slap it into a case. I did forget about that. I mean, you can get pretty sick case for like 50 bucks though. Computer case, yeah, all day long. These are like some like RGB cases. So you're at 450 to 500. And that's valuing your 570s at about 150 bucks. So you'd be about 600 to 700 if you stepped up to like the 6-core system. And then if you tried to, evaluate your like 2060 at like 200 to 250, you'd be at like 700 to 800. Which gets you dangerously close to some competitors there, but there's still money to be made. You could still get out pretty much scot-free, because if you just tried to dump your GPUs right now, let's see, RX 570, what are they going for? Buy it now, $99. Buy it now, $84. So the price is going down on these, and I imagine they're just going to keep getting lower. Buy it now, $78 pre-owned. These are not parts. These are working graphics cards. So I don't know. It's just an option. It's just an option. I may toy around with it and throw one or two together. Just see how it goes. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, these are just ideas. Just considering it. If you like building computers, it may be something you're into. It may not. But other than that, over and out. I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Adios. Take it easy.